place up there. You know, we don't audition. Just like you did auditions. Got spit on the pursuit I wanted to do. I saw that finish line. I knew all this crap I was going through, man. How sleepy. I had a story to be made. And every story you need a beginning, a middle, and end. I had a beginning, right? It's terrible. Everyone's just fuck off, man. You suck. Fuck off. You're wasting my time. That story, great. The middle is a hard work. The perseverance and ability and genetics aren't enough. They won't rise to the top. It's perseverance for the individual to see it through. Every day showing up, paying your dues. Riding the waves. Every day, that's the middle of the work. And the end story, sitting above. Everyone's like, wow, man, you did it. You don't say anything. You move on to something else. Because that piece right there will get boring too. And then you move again, like, what are you doing, man? You're moving again. Yeah, because the voice has nothing to do with what you have in your hands, what's in your bank account. It's about the challenge of that spirit that you're born with excellence. When you're a kid, you always want to be like this professional athlete or someone of importance, a doctor or something like that. You know, no one wants to be average. As we get older, it gets harder and harder, you know? I would start to sacrifice, give up some of what we could be for the peace and tranquility of what is. As if today is so valuable. No, we invest today. We sacrifice today for tomorrow's better. I went to New York, man, and I was engaged, a great girl, call me an asshole, but, I had this crazy dream, man, when I was in New York. Crazy dream, and I was so lit, so real. I woke up in New York, had a really cool little pad there, looking like the city and bridges and lovely floor ceiling windows. And the dream was like kind of a culmination of a journey, and it was in LA. That's all I really knew. And I was like, the journey kind of like of that chapter ended as I go into something else. And I told myself I'm in the wrong city. And we had like a gym in the building out there. I went down there at 5 in the morning and I got on a treadmill, I started running, and it was all dark out my hair. And I'm like, I'm in the wrong place. I gotta go. I was scared if I stayed there any longer. I went upstairs, took some pictures, brought it over, packed my house, packed up my apartment, grabbed my dog Quest, and we took off. Drove out to LA. I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know anything. I was in that U-Haul for 2 weeks. Then I got an apartment, and my family, what the fuck are you doing now? Got an apartment. I got kicked out of that because the dog was barking too much. Got another place. I kicked out of that. Struggling, man. What kept me going? And it's been up and down every fucking time, up and down. It's never up and stays. I never up, because I always come back down. I challenge that, shake it up. I come down, but when I come back up, I go higher. I got some friends of mine who are like, man, I can't believe everything you have, everything succeeded, because you've done age and everything else. But it's not where I want to remain. I got where I want to go. The voice, internal voice I've always listened to, has got me to here. It'll continue to get me if I listen to it. When I say stay grounded, that's what that is. Staying grounded. Not listening to the success. Not listening to all the people that own the payroll telling you everything you want to hear. Not looking at all the tangible items and all the money that you have. Not that shit. Listening to what's inside. Same guy inside when you had nothing, not even a pot of biscuit. Same guy there as I am now. Which I will be the same one there. Staying grounded. Because that guy got me to this level. Now stay grounded, he'll get me this level. Now keep getting it. It'll work out, no big deal. No big deal. We can redo it again. It's not in life, you only have one shot at it. And here's a real fucking thing. When you fail, and what you thought was so bright, this is what I wanted to do. And this happened over and over. I went with everything I had, I came up short. I didn't sit back like you did, Joe, go to me or see failure. I saw motivation. I evaluated my failure. Yes, I did not succeed, but I didn't see it as failure. I saw it as learning, a life lesson. What can I pull from this? More often than not, I found out that my direction was a little bit off of what I really wanted. The voice inside. I was in that same direction. I was shooting towards the ballpark. I wasn't hitting it. It wasn't a bullseye. It was slightly off. Once I listened to it. So this, not everybody else, reapply my efforts. That's when it gets special, man. You know, there's a I always say this, the marathon runner, right? The guy that never run before, wants to run a marathon. He tells you what I'm doing, somebody afraid you can't do it. He just keeps on going. He keeps on believing in it. You know, that big journey, man, is it seems monumental, but every day he starts knocking off a piece, and slowly and surely, at 26.2 miles, after running 0 at once, and then a couple miles, and then maybe 10, and maybe all of a sudden it seems reachable. When a month or two ago, it is reachable. Now his buddies are out partying and everything else, having a good time. And I'm sure, he would love to do that, but he's sacrificing today for the investment tomorrow, training, running. Now all of a sudden, what physically exhausted, mentally sharp, picture thinking, going man. He looks back on that preparation for the next endeavor, remembering those 4 months of training. Forever, always remembering, pulling something. Where his counterpart, out partying, drinking, couldn't even tell you one joke that he looked back on. It's dead. It's wasted effort. Marathon runner, he goes today, he's got something to remember upon, he's building something, he's got confidence, next step. The reason why emotions fail, guys, they fail because their insight of how they see things. It's a big thing there. I feel for you, man. I'm saying Joe, I know it's not your name. So I shook his hand, I thanked him for his time, and I walked out. When I got back home, I looked in the mirror and saw failure. So a dream come to reality and realized it might just be that, a dream. The only way that you went after this, you got sued, you polished your degree, maybe this wasn't for you, this one thing, but you don't learn anything in success. But if you got that job, you wouldn't have learned anything. It's in failure, in the pursuit of success, that we learn these things. Looking in the mirror and just seeing failure right now, it's like you're not learning from experience. Reevaluate what just happened. Reapply your efforts. Like I did, I was just off a few degrees on a few things. And then refocus them. I'll tell you right now, Joe, you need to get out of service. As much of an asset as you are in there, I'm sure, it's not for you anymore. And when your heart's not in it, you can no longer succeed. When you don't have the inspiration, you're punching the clock every day, looking at 9 to 5, looking at it. That person's job performance that day is nothing compared to the person that owns a company, that leads in a company, that puts in the same hours, with exponentially more productivity, because they believe in it. If you don't believe it, if you feel like you're saying all the perseverance you have inside and you believe in the dream and stuff, if you don't listen, man, you rob yourself of the potential of what you can be. And you look at what you're currently doing and you regret it. It's a very dangerous thing. That's that voice talking. The more you ignore it, the more shit's going to happen against your way to push you out of the surface. I mean, to the point, you continue to ignore it. The resentment will build and build what you're doing. To the point where you do something stupid, we might get kicked out. That's what I'm saying. It's like it'll continue to talk to you until something happens or forces you to have action. I don't know if you succeed right away. I didn't succeed right away. I didn't base my success of who I was off of the accomplishment of success. Just embarking on it was enough for me. And I'll tell you something else. The fact you're going to school and you're doing all these things is that you're already ahead of the game. You already put in the effort. But let's travel back 8 years, man. When you joined the Marines, I'm sure everyone told you then you were crazy. They probably did. What are you doing? Don't join that. No, hell no. Time of war and everything else. Don't join that, dude. You're going to die, all this stuff. You didn't listen to them. You joined it, rose to a very high level responsibility, a sergeant in charge of, 15, 20 soldiers. Success. Now success has gotten bland. It's getting boring, monotonous. You're not being challenging. You can't do the same things over and over again. Expect something better in return from your efforts. Just like they thought you were crazy for joining, probably. These people that are saying you're crazy right now, who are they? Who are they? People in the service. So when you say you don't value it, you want to move on, you basically fuck. I commend you. You're the type of person that changes the curriculum of society. That questions the status quo. That brings in innovation. Listening to what's inside. As people trying to achieve third-party life abilities. That would never find contentment and peace in your life. You must find contentment and agreeability from within. You must answer that question. You fix from within, the outside is pure. If you try to fix the outside to get the inside fixed, it doesn't work. It's a backwards rotation. It'll always leave you in despair. False sense of security. Because you think you'll drop 9 and you drop off. You wouldn't know how to get back up. Anyway, man, I hope that helps. Man, I know what you're saying, man. Life is not fair. The faster you can get through your head, life is not fair. The easier this life becomes. If you're being challenged and you're feeling that fear and that anxiety, and that's the feeling of life, man. That's what it's all about. And when you go through that, you remember it, and you grow from it, you move on. Not today, not tomorrow, never, man. That's just the wrong mentality. Anyway, it's a very long one, man. I wrote so many notes on this, man. I probably missed a lot of them. I don't know. But I'm probably going to write you an email, bro, on my own account. Talk to you something if I can. But I will say, man, just challenge that voice inside yourself. That internal voice, that's what never steers you wrong. And trust fear, man. Fear's your companion for a change. Whenever you don't know what to do the hardest thing through it. Most people run from fear. They spend their whole life running. Or you can stand there for once in your life. Beat it back, face it down. You'll find out that fear isn't as big a deal as you thought. It's been self-created. And once you destroy it, it gives back some of that confidence, that energy it's been feeding off of. And then you go again. Never looking for that day of I did it. Looking for that day of I did it. I'm looking forward to doing it again. Enjoy it again. Good one, man. Thanks for watching. Sorry so long. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything. Let's say you have no races. Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in life. People need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. If you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. Like being a SEAL or going to college or whatever. But the main purpose in life is you. If you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. Because you have to want it. You have to want to be better. And it starts off with you have to have pride in yourself. Now, a lot of people out here just don't fucking want it. So guess what? Have fun with your life. Go from 3 to 350 to 400 to 450 to 500 because you don't want it. And that's the harsh reality. I can't give you shit. I had to miserably wake up Every morning it was cold. I was miserable. This is your new life. They're gonna leave. There's no happiness about it. There's no peace behind it. It sucks. It just fucking sucks. And it's gonna continue to suck. And then when you get to a special part in your life, then it might get a little bit better. And some people get it, some people won't. But they have to see what their journey is to start their journey. Several people live to be 100 years old. They have great lives. They have great kids. The kids go to college, all sorts of stuff. But somewhere in their life, there was a point where they had a decision to make. They can go left or right on this path. The left was the easy route. The right was the hard route. A lot of people take the easy route. And they had a good life that way, but the better life was going to the right side. And you may have 20 years of pain and suffering when you get past it. But a lot of us die never truly starting our journey. And I would tell you first, you gotta start your journey. It may suck.
What up?
But it will come out the other side.
What up, everybody? What up, Woody? What up, Zuzu? What up, Potato?
Before you race. So that's in your fucking mind. Like, it ain't like, oh, I show up to start like, oh, this is fucking great. I'm gonna have a good time out here. No, I'm thinking, all right, let's have a fucking new journey. Like, I'm in pain at mile 0. And that's in your brain. I had 240 miles negative. And there's nothing in life. This is why I love enjoying sports so much. I love it. I love hate relationship. 62 hours, I equate that to 7 years of life. You can't get that, man. So what I know that Ultra does for me is it packs in. I can't live several lives to be where I want to go. Ultra gets it to me in fucking high definition real fast. 62 hours, you go out there and fucking suffer. You come back, that was 62 hours. I gained 7 fucking years of knowledge. The ups and downs, the pain, the suffering, you learn how to chunk this shit down. Oh my God, I'm at mile 100. How the fuck am I gonna get to mile 118? It becomes, you start to learn life out there. And you learn so much in such a condensed period of time. And nothing in the world can do it. Pushing yourself to the absolute limit looks scary. Like you're a scary rabbit with it. Scary. To wake up every day and say, I'm stupid, I want to figure out a way to be smart. Versus saying, man, I just can't do that. So you limit this box. So your box becomes so small of things you can do. My box wasn't even a box. It was a fucking little pinhole. And then, through examining myself, getting some willpower, some courage, it became bigger than this table. That's why I want to come every day and talk to you about real shit. Not no hacks. There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. I can understand you misunderstand. You run down the street, shirt off. I can get it. I get it. If you misunderstand what I'm saying right now today, the problem is you. And you know where to fix it. You have to face that in that dark room. That's the only way you're going to get over all those things. You have to create someone else. Human beings want to show you the best side. And they want to hide the worst side. For me, I'm going to teach you how to be vulnerable. Because that's the only way you fix yourself. Let's say it's a man up there, or a woman, whatever. And they have a chart. And when you're born, they say David Goggins. They write the chart down because they can see everything. They know exactly where you're fucking supposed to be. You die, you go to so-called heaven. You arrive in heaven, I'm 300 pounds. I go up there, and God looks at me, and he shows me my chart. And my chart on there says you're supposed to be a Navy SEAL. You're supposed to weigh 185 pounds. I'm supposed to live that life. And then you find out that the reason why, because we all think that we pray on it, if we do this, if we do that, whatever, we don't work, whatever, so that's going to happen for us. I believe that when I'm all said and done with, my whole job is to outwork the charts. Whatever the fucking chart says about me, the all-knowing power up there, I want to get up there and say, him look at me and say, I know everything. I didn't fucking see this. I want to feel that. I want to get to the other end of this fucking world, and however I'm being judged, whoever's judging me to look at me and say, I did not fucking know. I had you at 185, I had you at this, but all this other shit, I was riding it, living it. I want to find more. All I can. And in that fucking sack of shit, you have to dive in that to find more. Because if you're not willing to go in there and face yourself, I can find anything.
Because you work your ass off, it doesn't mean you will achieve when there are no clouds, no finish lines. The real victory is your willingness to work your ass off. Out in the military, we call these a special ed run. Most of the do is start this point. So on the way back, I start seeing people getting happy and shit because the end was here. But there were some ass instructors that would hear the happiness and go right on past the endpoint. When that happened, everybody stopped talking. Heads stopped dropping. And I started taking slow. At that time, I knew what happened in their mind. They were living off the hope factor. They hoped the instructor would stop running. They hoped the water was never cold. They hoped the weather was good. I don't live off that whole shit. I wish the water was cold. I wish the instructor keep off running. I wish the rain. When the end is unknown, and the distance is unknown, that's when you know when it's hard. Stay hard.
I'm always preparing for like not being a bitch. You can achieve a lot of shit. You get off your ass, you start moving. You start motivating yourself. Start getting yourself motivated. Hard work looks important. It's not motivating. It's not motivating at all. They ain't like Rocky round 14, but you got to, even though it's your life, if that's acceptable, that's unacceptable. And there's a lot of people in this world I can't get this paragraph. I can't remember what the piece in this paragraph to pass this test to the military. Breathe again. Still not getting it. Breathe again. But you're not getting it out. And that's how I started learning.
The NFL football player comes up to me. You have got to ask you a question. How do you keep that dog mentality? I said, let me ask you a question. When you were younger, what did you want to be? He said, an NFL football player. But once I got there, I lost that dog mentality. You got a finish line that's strange. Guess what? A true dog mentality, I'm a dog at home. I feed that motherfucker all day long. He never gets full. It's not enough to make the NFL. Be the fucking MVP. It's not enough to win a 5K. Win a 10K. It's not enough you became a doctor. Be a better doctor. It's not enough you lost 50 pounds. Go out there and do something with it. Guess what? It's 109 out here, but guess what? It's not enough. Stay hard. Do your best work. When you're at least motivated. So those days you don't want to do it, guess what you got to do? You got to second yourself to do it. Stay hard.
No hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, problem is you. And you don't want to fix it. Nothing is easy. Nothing is like, oh, I wake up and I just do this, I do that. It just, I watch people every day going through life, and it's so easy. For me to be where I'm at today, it takes every bit of me. So when I speak about it, and as I get going here, you'll start seeing me, the tempo will rise. The passion will come out. Because I'm back there. I'm doing what I do every day to become a human being. And so nothing is easy. Like running is running. It sucks. But you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. But this is what it takes. It takes that misunderstanding of people, and they'll never get it because they never did it, God. So that is what it takes for me to do what I do. It may take you something different. It looks very ugly. There's no passion, no motivation. It's every day of your life, just do. You know exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. Because even me, in my state of, I can't read or write, I know exactly what to do. It just sucks to do it. It sucks to do it. It sucks to wake up every morning of your life and say, God, man, I'm not smart. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta study the same shit that I got one of the highest scores in the nation. And do it again, do it again, do it again. It's not just there. It's not just there for permanently. We bitch about everything in life, but we do nothing about it. Very few people do anything about it. I'm fat, I'm out of shape. All these things. What the fuck are you doing about it? You gotta take action in your life. You gotta stop bitching. Find a solution to your problem. Don't be the problem. Take action. Every action is the opposite reaction. If all you do is bitch, nothing's gonna happen in your life. Take action, take control, stay on. I wasn't born this motherfucker. I made them. At the bottom of insecurities, fear, self-doubt, lies, was me, buried in the fucking fetal position. How I got out of that was recognizing, being honest with it, being truthful with it, and then fixing it. I wish the water was cold. I wish the motherfucking instructors keep on fucking running. I wish the fucking rain, when the engine is unknown, and the distance is unknown, that's when you know where the fuck you are. This is your new life. Take it or leave it. There's no happiness about it. There's no peace about it. It sucks. It just sucks. And that's the one thing, if I can teach anybody, anything, it just sucks. And it's going to continue to suck. And then when you get to a special point in your life, that it might get a little bit better. But to lose, the way you have to lose, my friend, sorry. The most frustrating thing in the world for me is when normal people judge a man like myself on what it really takes to extract greatness from nothing. It takes every bit of who you are if you choose that route. If you don't, Merry Christmas. Do what you got to do. There was no talent. It was just try again, try again, try again. And that sucks, man. It builds an anger. It builds a fucking anger, man. I see people just floating through life. Like, you're going back to Michael Jordan. The one born February 17th. Jim Brown, great running back, February 17th. I was like, oh my God. And as I started getting older, I realized, man, I can't even dunk the fucking basketball. Now, I can't fucking run, man. My legs are all fucked up. I can't run a football. I'm not these guys. So that's when I started gravitating towards, like, the Crawfords, the people like that are in the book, just the normal everyday Joes. But they're not normal everyday Joes. What these guys had was courage, character, commitment, discipline. These are things that every human being can work on their own. You don't need talent. You need discipline. But the biggest key to success in anything you do is you gotta have an unlimited supply of fucking fuck you. This drive and passion. It didn't come from nothing. Like, for me, there was no passion, no drive, no nothing. But I had this fire that I'm going to be somebody. And it has to be there because on all those bad days, all those days you don't want to do shit, you have to be your own motivator, your own coach, your own. Where I get my strength, I get it from a lot of places. But right now, this morning, I'm getting it from, there's not a motherfucker that's up. There's not a car, there's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday, hate it's a Monday. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger. It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on a daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the fuck after it every daggone day. Stay hard. Call it maximizing minimum efficiency. I was nothing, but I realized that most people are lazy. So a lot of people, let's say, out of 10%, let's say the average human being has 10%. Let's give me 2%. I just fucked you up. Wow. Yeah. And that's what people don't get. Maximize minimal potential. People look at me and say, man, that's bullshit. You got a lot of potential. No, I have a lot of accomplishments that I utilize my maximum result. I don't have that wiggle room that some people do. And a lot of you don't either. So you gotta make that shit up somewhere. Maximize minimal potential. Perform without purpose. Because I go through when I write these books, I go through and try to dumb down David Goggins. How can I give normal people, and I'm normal, but I found something that most don't want to find. How can I speak to people and give them something from this crazy psychotic brain that I've developed? How can I give them that? So I sit down with Jennifer for years and write down perform without purpose, callous your mind, armor your mind, the cookie jar, the accountability, shit that people can fucking use in their lives. You have to come into work, and work is, whatever your work may be, ready to go. Everything. How the hell are you this fucking damn motivated? Because this is what it takes. This is what the fuck it takes. And you gotta get it from wherever you can. Whether you make up this illusion of your life or this false reality that gets you motivated, whatever gets you motivated, it's gonna be here at the tip of your brain at all times. Because in those dark moments, you gotta pull it out. I kept picturing me falling down and getting nothing. I was even myself, I wanted to feel something besides defeat. I wanted to just go the distance. And that going the distance pushed me to a point of, well, now I'll go way past it.
I didn't think about losing 106 pounds in less than 3 months. I thought about losing a pound. Like most people having that kind of daunting task in front of me, if it's not coming off fast enough, I quit. I'm done. Versus looking at all the small, great accomplishments you've done on this journey, taking that, revolving these accomplishments as more fuel. So the accountability mirror is just that. I have these sticky notes all over my mirror. As okay, today, I'm not losing 106 pounds. Today, I'm burning 3,500 calories today, which is a.
So I started learning that if you start to change your mindset versus it being like, oh my God, this sucks, I became a professional bud student. So I wasn't going to leave until I graduated. So I started realizing if this is my home, this is who I am, I had to always reset the bar. I had to reset my new norm. There always had to be a new norm. So one thing we don't do, we don't have a new norm. My new norm is you get up every fucking morning at 4 o'clock and you suffer. This is your new norm. That became my new fucking life. Most people want to get out of it. No, motherfucker, this is your new life. This is who you are. Your new norm is you wake up and you suffer. And I started realizing if that's my mentality, this shit ain't hard anymore. Your fucking new norm is you wake up, you get in the fucking cold water, you're gonna be here till the shit's fucking done. Whenever they say you're out, you get out. So my new norm, so I do that now today. My new norm now is if I'm doing a 200-mile run, your new norm now, man, is you fucking doing it. You gotta first create this vision in your mind. And then that's when I come into play. Once you create this vision in your mind, it's how am I gonna get there? So until you create that, I'm nobody. You have to learn what do you want in your life. We have so much influence coming at us that we are so lost. We don't know what we want to do. We don't have enough time with ourselves. You have to think about you, where I want to be, where do I see myself tomorrow? I'm on days off. One day, but not today. I don't take any days off. We got to get going. There's no secret. It's just hard work. And I hate to say it. Everyone's, what is your secret, man? What's your secret about business? What's your secret about this? What's your secret about that? You know what's the answer? The answer is, you see his hands? The hard work, man. Every day I wake up, I don't want to be cheer. I'm like, okay, man, you want to be a bitch today. You want to feel like a little bitch. You want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't. There's no passion, no motivation. There's no, oh my God, man. It's enough. It's every day of your life, just do it. You need to work harder. You need to discipline your mind better. You need to help people more than just saying it's okay. It's okay that you're not willing to help yourself. There's a lot of people in this world, me included, that if I accepted that, I wouldn't be anywhere. But guess what? No one cares. You gotta get them up, Brand. Sometimes life can really hijack your mind. When that happens to you, you
You're all stuff. Your goals, your ambitions, everything's out the window. It might be all going through different things. Sometimes your girls and the boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school and you worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the test. Get over it. Move past it. As long as you're not letting life hijack your brain. At work, you're working your ass off. That new promotion. You don't get it. Someone else does. They just get better at you. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. What the hell are we all waiting for? Start attacking life. Running through the arms to a line. Back when I was growing up, the song came out. All I need is a miracle. Well, guess what? That miracle ain't coming. There is no perfect time to start. You got to start now with changing your life. We're all being tested in life. And guess what? The military has a big old rucksack on their back. Had batteries, water, extra gear. You have to gear to shit your deal with in life. And the only way to overcome it is for you and you alone to face it. You have to do your best work when you're at least motivated. So if they don't want to do it, guess what you got to do? You got second stuff to do it. This is your new life. This is who you are. Your new norm is you wake up and you suffer. And I started realizing that that's my mentality. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go the extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. Do things you hate to do. Be uncomfortable every fucking day of your life. Roger that. I'm not the smartest kid in the world. If there's somebody saying, oh, no, you're smart. No, don't say that to yourself. I say to myself, no, I'm a dumb motherfucker. Okay, roger that. How do you get smarter? Educate yourself. So the things that we learn from the truth. So the only way I became successful was going towards the truth. As painful, as brutal as it is, it changed me. It allowed me to become, in my own right, who I am. I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. Hey, who's gonna carry the... Some of what I got there. Anybody? Give me an excuse, and I'll do shit. But as long as I have no excuse, I gotta do it. What's up, man? Everything out there is free to you. Google it. My day was breakfast run, lunch run, but the dinner run, snack run. When that happened, everybody stopped talking. Heads stopped dropping. And I started taking gold. At that time, I knew what happened in their mind. They were living up the hope factor. They hoped the instructors would stop running. They hoped the water was never cold. They hoped the wind was good. I don't live on that hope shit. I wish the water was cold. I wish the instructors keep on running. We have no idea until we start trying hard. And I mean really trying hard when you're obsessed with, hey, this is my new norm. My new norm is that, wow, this isn't always fun. It's not always meant to be fun. And that's when you know you're trying hard. You're wasting a bunch of percentage here. We have 81% you're not tapping into because in this other 80% is suffering, pain, failure, self-doubt, darkness, and then a whole bunch of light. But to get to this light, you gotta go through all of this shit. So a lot of us know that. Yeah, I can get over here, but over here, man, this is much better. Because I gotta go through this journey that is not fun. This from 20 to 100%, this shit in between is not fun. It's not a magic trick. It's all back down to a very primitive mindset of we just have to do it. It's like breathing. Breathing becomes normal. Like we didn't know that we're doing it. That's how you have to live your life. When that alarm clock goes off at 4 or 5 in the morning, your mind says no. You just say, this is what we do. It's what we do now. Because to get to where you want to go, the amount of pain involved, I'm not saying physical, I'm not saying you got to break yourself off. The amount of mental pain, of how many times you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do to get to where you want to go. There's going to be more times you do something that you don't want to do than you are going to want to do it. That's your new norm. That's your new norm. So then it's like breathing. And then once you do it over and over and over again, it becomes like breathing. I don't want to live this lifestyle, but to get to the other side of this, I have to. So if you really want it, you realize what trying is and what trying is not. This is your new life. This is who you are. Your new norm is you wake up and you suffer. And I started realizing if that's my mentality, this shit ain't hard anymore. The bones and the balls. At all times of your life, the mind has a tactical advantage over you. Why is that? It knows what you're afraid of. It knows your insecurities. It knows your deep, dark lies. And it starts to push you away from that shit. You talked about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. Yeah, that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit. That's the only place to be. Something in you has to wake up. And usually the only person that can wake it up is you. But if you don't have a little flame, just barely, you're done. I can't light it for you. And that's the harsh reality of this life that I want to get across so fucking bad. You can watch me, you can watch you can watch Logan, Cameron Hayes, all these motherfuckers. You can go to Tony Robbins' fucking bullshit, all this shit. If you can keep going back and keep spending money and spending money and spending money with no results, you wonder, wow, maybe then they go try out David Goggins. He ain't gonna fucking help you. You have to explore, examine the insides of yourself. And what do you really want out of life? You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of that. And you have to create it. It has to be false. Because you're not it. You're a fat piece of shit. That's the reality of it. So you have to create a false reality to live in that. Just to get to work on yourself. That's the reality. But you refuse to use it. And that's not motivated by that. Good health, good mind, repetition every day. There's a saying out there in the military. They say first time every time. Well, I wasn't that guy. I thought everything I did was first time. I was going to come back even harder after I failed. Success isn't a straight line. It's a maze. And when you figure that maze out, you hit a wall. You got to turn the crowd started here. Get after you. Make good level. Get after you. I'm giving everything. People make fun of you. You take your feet up. You had 2 heart surgeries and kept on going. Yep. I had some of the what I got there. And buddy, the month tell you can take a break now. And as long as my knees are halfway look, I got to run. You telling me, man, maybe a chance I can't run no more? You give me an excuse not to do shit, but as long as I have no excuse, I gotta do it. Why the hell am I out here in Nashville, 90 degrees, running with 7 layers on, with a 45-pound pack? 2014, I had to drop out of Badwater 3 altitude. Badwater is a great equalizer. That heat makes everybody slow. I'm not a fast runner. But one thing I do have is I train hard for the heat. So when the heat comes, I'm ready for it. One thing we do in life is we allow the better people who have more skills than us, faster than us, get in our heads. Wimbledon right now, Roger Federer. Before somebody gets on the tennis court with Roger, they're only 2 steps down mentally. We can't live our lives that way. We gotta get on the equal playing field. Find a way to get on the equal playing field with somebody. Get in the game. You always must be ready. Always be ready. Never get ready. People go, oh, hey, what are you training for, David? I ain't training for shit. When something pops up, I'll be ready. You don't have these moments in time that either make you or break you, that can determine the rest of your life. The rest of your life can be determined by one simple decision. 19 years ago, 300 pounds, I was playing for the golf course and made a decision to try to be a Navy SEAL. Most people who are failing are trying their fucking ass off. Most people who are failing are being criticized by people who haven't even attempted what you're even trying to fail at. So what I'm failing at, so after I did 2,500 pull-ups my first time, going for the record. Three people were criticizing me. Who can't even fucking do a pull-up? Get your audience who's criticizing you, first of all. They're not even in your fucking world. You bring trouble. Block it out. That's the first thing. The second thing is, through failure, you get all the fucking answers. You get all the lessons, all of them. Yes. They're all there. Yes. So then to go back through and say, okay, this happened, this was wrong, this is wrong. So I don't even look at failure like, I don't even call it failure. I don't, because I don't look at it like I failed. No, I look at, okay, like trying to invent the fucking light bulb. Look, you know, what's failure? I'm trying to invent a fucking light bulb. I'm trying to break 4,020 pull-ups. That's failure? Anything you do along that way is amazing. That's how you gotta look at failure. You gotta look at it very differently. So for me, I have a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going back through this stuff. I'm okay, check, I didn't make the goal. Okay, boom, boom, boom. The next time I did 3,200 pull-ups. Okay, I'm still 800 shy of the record. I remember this in the book when you did it. Fucking 800 shy of the record now. So I went from 25 to 3,200. Now I get to 4,020. Yeah, 21. Yeah, 21. That's a long way away. But breaking down left and right. Yeah. But I got that whiteboard out again. And I started writing down. Okay, we're gonna do wrong this time. We're gonna do wrong this time. You cannot look at it as failure. Even though you didn't get what you wanted, all you're doing is examining ways to become successful at this particular thing. You're trying to master something. It's not failure. You're trying to become the master of a particular thing. It's not failing. Whenever you're trying to master something, there's a process. There's a process, and the process may take a year, and it's not always planned. No. There's no fucking secret. Yeah. It's just hard fucking work. Yeah. And I hate to say it, but everyone's, what is your secret, man? What's your secret about business? What's your secret about this? What's your secret about that? You know what the fucking answer? The answer is, you see these fucking hands? The hard fucking work, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to voodoo some shit. I'm not a magician. It's not magic. It's literally, you're going to have to wake up. Yeah. And you're going to have to sit there and say, fuck, today's going to suck. And then when that day's over, you're going to wake up again and say, fuck. Yeah. The next day's gonna suck. Yeah. And that's gonna be your life. Yeah. Unless you're this guy who sits back and says, oh, I have this great idea. And it happens to work. Yeah. And you can be some lazy fat ass that sits back and makes millions of dollars off of some idea. Yeah. But the majority of it will just wake up every day, punch that mental time clock and say, this is gonna suck. Tomorrow, the next year from that. And it takes a lot of self-discipline to be able to do that nowadays, because you want to be so attached to everything. You want to be so caught up with the world. The world's moving too fast. The world's moving so fast that you're trying to keep up to the point where you lose yourself in the world. So you have to take that time to go to that dark place in your mind and discover who you are. It's good to talk about that shit, man. It actually makes you feel good, makes you feel proud. All that shit. That's what happens when that alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m. to train. I want to be a SEAL today. I don't want to be whatever you do. I'll start tomorrow. And that's the usual pattern of people's lives. That's why I talk about clearing out the mind. Until you really want to do something, you're always going to be a talker. You're always going to run your fucking mouth. Every single thing. So when we find comfort, that's why I'm going to get scared. When I start to say, oh, it's raining, I'm not going out there. No, you cannot say that. You cannot do that. You have got to do this. The other, so whenever my brain thought, I did the opposite. Wherever the comfort was, I went the opposite direction. Okay, over a period of time, more calluses the shit out of your mind. I lied because people didn't accept me. that I didn't accept myself. So I would make up stories so you would accept me into your world. I would, everything I did was for someone else to like. It wasn't until I started reading my own book about how pathetic I was as a human being. I could blame my dad, I could blame kids at school, I could blame having health issues, AD, my mom not being around. Great mom, but she was doing her thing. I gotta read what the fuck is wrong with David Goggins? Not blame anybody. Read my book, so I'm afraid of my shadow. How can I overcome that? Go in the military, get your ass kicked, do things you hate to do, be uncomfortable every fucking day of your life. Roger that. I'm not the smartest kid in the world. Okay. Instead of somebody saying, oh no, you're smart. No, don't say that to yourself. I said to myself, no, I'm a dumb motherfucker. Okay, roger that. How do you get smarter? Educate yourself. So the things that we run from the truth. We're running from the truth, man. So the only way I became successful was going towards the truth. As painful and as brutal as it is, it changed me. It allowed me to become, in my own right, who I am today. So many of us come from these small places in our mind that we're not willing to think outside of only what we see. Our mind works in such a small compartment. And one thing I was able to do was to dream. Many people that don't make dreams your fucking master. But I was able to dream outside those fucking four walls of that small town. And until you're able to really put yourself into that dream, but don't make dreams your master, that's where you truly become what you're destined to become.
What do you mean, don't make dreams your master?
A lot of people sit back and they dream about being a sports figure, or dream about being a CEO, or dream about being an astronaut. And all it is a motherfucking dream. They don't put the work behind the dream. That dream has become their fucking master. When you become the master of your fucking dream, 106 pounds in less than 3 fucking months. The dream was the one thing I thought about. The dream was now gone. Now, when it comes in, the dream goes away, and the fucking laundry list of fucking details and tasks come up. Gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. That's when you become the master of your dream. In this podcast, they're going to really not like me because people are going to think that I am maybe lying or maybe fibbing or exaggerating. No. I was the lowest form on earth. No talent, no ability to learn, and I literally know what this rock bottom and to build that up. So that question about learning is a pain in my ass. I don't have to do it. Think about it. I'm 49 years old and I'm a multi-millionaire. I don't have to do anything. So all I thought about when I was growing up is, I can't wait till one day I get to the point where I no longer have to do this stuff. What happened? I got older. It became a way of living. So how I do every day is how I do every day. It's a discipline. It's a regimen. It was a choice I made, and the choice I made was, what are you willing to sacrifice, and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being? And I was willing to give everything to that. All right, look. It didn't take, hey, okay, we're going to do this. No, it really sucks. The harder it is, the more you start to push back. And the more you push back, it's not right for people to talk about. It's not right for, like I said, you are fat. I was fat. That's why I talk about it. Go ahead and say something, motherfucker. I was fat too. And it was hard as fuck every fucking day to get up. I know what it feels like. When you go your fat ass out of bed all you want, get some damn cinnamon buns and shit. And chocolate milkshakes. I know what it is. It feels like this. But I can't want it more than you. Every day I wake up, I'll just run a mile, 2 miles. It's the one thing I hate the most to do, and I do it like I love it. 250, 60, 300-mile runs at one time. No sleep. It's every step. When I get to the thing like this, I get to the fucking start line. Cussing at dinner. Why the fuck am I here? I hate this shit. My whole goal was to go on this path every day after work and to run a mile and a half. This rock was about 0.5 in my run. This rock was a moment that should have broken me. I got 0.5 into it. I weighed 297 pounds. I slammed this rock. And I had a decision to make. I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. It wasn't some inspiration, bro. It wasn't nothing. It was me, myself, and it was freezing out here. I had to make a decision. The decision I made was get up and keep on going. That one moment changed the rest of my life. Today is your opportunity to be a leader. This is real, dude. This is real. And every day, I'm setback. So this is what I'm telling your boy. This is exactly what I tell them. Every day you wake up, you're going to probably be set back the first 4 weeks before you lose this significant weight because of the mind's going to be thinking the whole time. There's no dopamine. In there. If there's a pattern, you got nothing. Your hormones are shot. You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of there. And you have to create it. It has to be false. Because you're not it. I didn't go deep into the dungeon of my soul and say, okay, what is making you a quitter? What is making you a weak man? What is making you afraid? And so that's why I kept on quitting, going back to start, or not knowing how to get through hard times. And that's why I was telling people, I'm not a theorist. I repeatedly, if you keep on doing that, you're going to get my sword. And then keep on beating. You got to beat the spit out of it. And that's what I am. Yeah. I became that. I said, okay, you can't quit. You got to figure out why you are this cookie. Why are you this cookie, man? What's wrong with you? What's going on here? So I kept on putting the sword back in the dead on fire, and I just beat it harder. Before I knew it, I started realizing, all right, man, the brain is starting to get hard. I'm no longer a theorist. I'm now a practitioner. I put it in hell. I dissected it while I was sitting there. You can't dissect anything in a normal environment. You can't dissect anything in 72-degree weather. You must put it in the freezer and freeze the out of it. And then you dissect it. Dissect it when it's miserable. Dissect the brain with all this thinking about, I need to get out of here, man. I want to get out of the freezer. Open the door. And he said, 5 more seconds, man. 5 more seconds in the freezer. And that's when you start to pick that brain apart. And that's what all this stuff did to me. I kept on putting myself back into the freezer or the fire and beating the shit out of myself. Mentally and physically. Before I knew it, this is what happened. And we always fall back on what's comfortable to us. What's comfortable for me was, if it's easy for me, you know what, I'm going to do it. And so when I was going through peer rescue training, I ran up against an obstacle that I didn't think I was going to run up, and it was the water. I hit the water.